Hey guys, good morning. Coach Shenty here coming at you with a quick video on some tips to stay on track during fair season. I'm just curious how many of you plan to attend a fair. What's your favorite fair? For me personally, we love the Blue Hill Fair because it's local. I also haven't been in a while, but I love the Common Ground Fair. And I've been to many other fairs, but with going to the fair comes lots of yummy foods. We always do a weekly check-in with my clients, and I've just noticed one of the biggest things that everyone says during their obstacles that might be coming up is attending a fair. So I figured now would be a great time to share just some quick and easy tips that you can implement during fair season to be able to enjoy the French fries or the blooming onion or the doughboy. For me personally, my favorite fair foods are corn dog. I know it's crazy, but I always have to have a corn dog. I do remember a food truck at the Blue Hill Fair having fresh dipped corn dogs. And it was delicious. They don't have that food truck there anymore, but I'll do with just a regular old corn dog. And then I love the popcorn. There's something about the kettle corn at the fair, I don't even know. We've also got people I've seen that love the donuts, that love the doughboys. So again, we wanna make sure that we can enjoy that stuff, but also not have it completely derail the whole week's worth of progress. So number one is to plan ahead. Before you go to the fair, make sure that you fill up on a nutrient-dense, protein-packed meal. Don't go to the fair hungry because you're doing yourself a disservice. It's just like going to the grocery store and shopping when you're hungry, right? You're gonna look at those Oreo cookies on the end cap, or you're gonna look at the cereal in the aisle with the extra sugar, and it's all gonna look super tempting. So make sure that you're filled up on a balanced meal before you go to the fair, and give yourself some planning ahead. Number two is to hydrate. Don't go to the fair dehydrated. Your brain can't differentiate between hunger and thirst. So if you're thirsty, you might think you're hungry and find yourself craving more than if you were super hydrated. So make sure you bring that water bottle with you if it's allowed at the fair you're going to, or at least fill up on water before you go, making sure that you've had plenty of water. And then number three is to practice portion control. If you are going to the fair and you're going to enjoy the fries, don't hesitate to share if you're nice enough. Make sure that you share those things. I know for me, if I get a doughboy, a lot of times Laura and I will share it, having half each or a couple bites each and sharing it with Jeff, whatever. But if you're practicing portion control, you can really enjoy a little more variety rather than eating a whole doughboy yourself, a whole Italian sausage yourself. Just kind of splitting things and sharing it can really help reduce the portions overall. And again, you can also practice portion control by listening to your hunger and just eating slower. Slow down. It's not going to go anywhere. It's not going to disappear. Take your time and enjoy and savor every bite. Number four is to prioritize. If you know what fair you're going to and what you absolutely love, prioritize those foods that you really want to enjoy, the ones that are totally worth it to you. If you go to the fair and you have a path set out for yourself of what you're going to enjoy, it makes it easier to just say no to everything else because, oh, that slushy looks good, or that fresh squeezed lemonade, but that's not on my top 3 list, so I'm not even gonna bother with it, maybe next time. So again, prioritizing what's worth it to you and what's not this time. Number five is to manage balance. Again, make sure that if you are going to the fair, it's just one little event, right? So maybe you're going to the fair for your lunchtime meal, or maybe you're going to the fair for your dinner time meal. Make sure you're balancing it by not throwing in the towel for the rest of the day, but prioritizing lower carbs and fats and higher protein during the morning meal and the afternoon meal, whatever meals are surrounding the fair. Just make sure that you're balancing it with whole food, nutritious meals around that, because you're not throwing in the towel by enjoying a meal at the fair for a short time if you're balancing it with healthy meals around that in your day. Number 6 is to stay active. You can really enjoy the fair and the presence of who you're with by just focusing on the movement part of it and staying active. So like you get plenty of steps at the fair, right? So rather than planting yourself at a picnic table or on a bench for the whole time, see if you can get some extra steps in by walking around and really enjoying all of the things that whatever fair has to offer that you're going to. Number 7 is to eat a healthy snack before you go. So we talked about filling up on protein before you go. So having like something with you when hunger really strikes that has protein in it. For example, a lot of my clients that travel or that go to different things always have like an emergency protein bar in their bag. So just have that with you so that, you know, if you are at the fair and you're planning on getting there at a certain time, like have that protein bar that you can enjoy right before you go. Number 8 is to enjoy your food and savor the bites. We kind of already talked about that. But it will make your experience of each item that you have more enjoyable if you really savor it and enjoy it mindfully, again, taking your time and eating it slowly. And number 9 is to not deprive yourself. So depriving yourself can really kick you in the butt, because if you tell yourself, I'm going to the fair and I can't have this and I can't have this and I can't have this, guess what you're gonna want? You're gonna want those things that you tell yourself you can't have, as is any time in your life during your healthy journey, right? So allow yourself the things that you really want, enjoy them mindfully. If you are tracking, you can choose to go, like if you're tracking your food, you can choose to go untracked, or you can track those things you really want ahead of time and make them fit. Whatever works for you and whatever you enjoy. But again, remember, you're always one meal from jumping back on track. So I would love to hear your favorite fair foods in the comments below. Again, mine is corn dog. Mine is also popcorn. So I'd love to hear yours. And again, please let me know if you need any other advice or tips, or if there's anything else you're struggling with. I always use my weekly client check-ins as like ways to create content for you guys, because if a couple of my people are struggling with the same thing, or a few of them, that just goes to show us that maybe we need to all chat about it, right? So that being said, enjoy the rest of your week and the long weekend. I know this weekend is the Blue Hill Fair. There are lots of fairs coming up in the months of September. Brace yourselves for our back to school nutrition reset. We are starting onboarding new clients. I have just a few spaces left on Tuesday, September 3rd. So if you would like more information about my online nutrition program and you're looking for like a little bit of a reset back into the back to school routines and looking to prioritize your own health and your own self, just message me and we can get you some information. We'll talk to you all soon.